Grant standing, Maya on her knees, the whine, the smile, the dismissive gesture. And William watched it, over and over. And he realized something that maybe he had known all along but had refused to see. His children were not good people. Think about that moment. You spend your life building an empire. You raise children you believe will carry your legacy. You tell yourself that the wealth you've accumulated will be used for good, that your family will be remembered not just for what they had, but for what they did with it. And then you see 8 seconds of footage that destroys all of that. You see your son humiliating a woman who has spent 20 years serving your family without complaint, without pay, without recognition. And you realize that everything you believed about your children was a lie, that the values you thought you had instilled in them never took root, that they learned cruelty instead of kindness, entitlement instead of responsibility. And that realization, for someone like William Sterling, was worse than death, because it meant that everything he had built would be inherited by people who didn't deserve it. William called his lawyer 3 days after watching the footage. His name was Harold Brennan. He had been the Sterling family attorney for 20 years. He arrived at the mansion the following afternoon. William met him in the study. The door was closed. They spoke for 2 hours, and when Harold left, he was carrying a flash drive, footage from the security cameras, footage that William wanted included as evidence in a new will, a will that would disinherit both of his biological children. Harold tried to talk him out of it. He said it would be contested, that Grant and Claire would challenge it in court, that they would argue undue influence or diminished capacity. But William was clear. His mind was sharp. His decision was final, and if his children wanted to fight it, they would lose, because the evidence was irrefutable. He had seen what they were, and he was not going to reward it. The new will was finalized in April 2023. It was 12 pages long, and it stated in clear and unambiguous terms that upon William Sterling's death, the entirety of his estate would pass to Maya. The house, the remaining shares of Sterling Industries, the investment portfolio, the offshore accounts, everything. Grant and Claire would receive nothing. The will included a clause explaining the decision. It referenced the security footage. It described years of mistreatment that William had witnessed but failed to stop. And it concluded with a sentence that would haunt Grant and Claire for the rest of their lives. You were given everything, and you chose cruelty. Maya was given nothing, and she chose kindness. That is why she deserves what I leave behind. William signed the will on April 18, 2023. He died 6 weeks later.